Today I am going to tell you about the most suspensive and important international issue named Epstein Files. What are Epstein Files? These are documents and records connected to Jeffrey Epstein, a wealthy financier who was charged with running a large sex trafficking network involving underage girls. What the Epstein Files usually means people use this term informally to refer to different kinds of materials tied to investigations and lawsuits involving Epstein, such as court documents, filings from civil lawsuits. In criminal cases, flight logs, records of people who traveled on Epstein's private plane, sometimes called the Lolita Express, contact books, lists of associates, phone numbers, and addresses, testimony and depositions, statements from victims, witnesses, and associates, unsealed records, documents that were originally sealed but later made public by courts. Why they're important. These files have drawn global attention because they mention powerful or famous individuals, not all accused of wrongdoing, provide evidence in cases involving sex trafficking and abuse, help investigators and journalists understand the scope of Epstein's network. Important clarification: being named in these documents does not automatically mean someone committed a crime. Some people appear simply because they had contact with Epstein. If you meant a different spelling like Epstain, or had a specific file or topic in mind, tell me and I'll clarify further. No official authority has published a list of people who are in danger because of the Epstein Files. What's clear is that the documents have increased public scrutiny around some powerful figures connected socially, financially, or professionally to Jeffrey Epstein. People often discussed in media coverage and public debate include Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Prince Andrew, Bill Gates, Les Wexner, Alan Dershowitz, Ehud Barak. Some names appeared in flight logs, emails, contact books, or testimony. However, appearing in documents does not prove criminal activity. Multiple sources stress this point because online rumors often go beyond the evidence. The person who faced the most direct legal consequences connected to the case was Ghislaine Maxwell, who was convicted for helping recruit and groom underage girls for Epstein. There are also reports that some victims and witnesses feared harassment or exposure after document releases accidentally revealed personal information. A lot of viral posts online exaggerate claims or treat accusations as proven facts. Courts and journalists generally distinguish between being mentioned, associating with Epstein, and being formally accused or convicted. The Epstein Files are considered dangerous, mainly because they involve allegations of sex trafficking, of minors' abuse by wealthy and influential people, possible cover-ups or protection, networks. The documents are sensitive because they may reveal who associated with Jeffrey Epstein, travel records and communications, testimony from victims and witnesses, details about how powerful connections may have helped Epstein operate for years. There are a few reasons the files create so much fear and controversy. Powerful names, politicians, celebrities, royalty, business leaders, and academics have appeared in various records. Even unproven associations can damage reputations. Criminal implications: if evidence linked someone to illegal activity, it could lead to investigations, lawsuits, or criminal charges. Blackmail concerns: some people believe Epstein collected compromising information on influential individuals. There has been speculation about hidden recordings or leverage, though not all claims are proven. Public mistrust: many people suspect powerful figures avoided accountability for years, which fuels conspiracy theories and public anger. Victim privacy: releasing documents can expose survivors' identities or traumatic experiences, if not carefully handled. A major reason the topic spreads online is that the files mix real court evidence, media reporting, partial information, and a large amount of speculation. So the danger is not only legal, it's also political, social, and reputational. The Epstein Files feel so suspenseful to many people because the story combines several things that naturally create mystery and public fascination: a wealthy and secretive figure, Jeffrey Epstein, connections to famous politicians, celebrities, and billionaires, allegations of sex trafficking and abuse, private islands, luxury jets, and hidden social networks, sealed court documents released slowly over years, unanswered questions after Epstein's death in jail in 2019. The suspense also comes from the gap between what is publicly known, what investigators know, and what people online speculate might exist. Many people keep expecting new names, hidden evidence, blackmail material, or proof of wider criminal networks. Media coverage and social media amplify this because every new document release gets analyzed heavily, even when it contains old or incomplete information. At the same time, it's important to separate verified court records and reporting from rumors and conspiracy theories. A lot of online claims about the Epstein Files are exaggerated or unsupported. If more Epstein-related files became fully public, several things could happen, but it depends on what the documents actually contain. Possible effects include more public scrutiny of people connected to Jeffrey Epstein, reputational damage for individuals named in records, even if they were not accused of crimes, new investigations, or lawsuits if credible evidence of wrongdoing appeared, more media attention and political pressure on law enforcement and institutions, more conspiracy theories and misinformation online, especially if documents are incomplete or misunderstood, privacy concerns for victims and witnesses, which courts try to protect by redacting names and sensitive details. It's also possible that many documents would contain routine contacts, social connections, or previously known information rather than dramatic revelations. One important point: being listed in flight logs, contact books, or photos with Epstein does not automatically prove criminal behavior. Courts usually require direct evidence, not guilt by association. That's why governments and courts often release documents carefully and gradually, balancing transparency, ongoing investigations, and protection of victims' identities.